Gaming back with another MLB The Show 21 video. And in today's video, we are going to go over my predictions for the new roster update. Now, I have 3 new sections this time. It's very different from my previous roster update predictions. So I did this as a stay away from section, a could go section, and a lock section. So basically, stay away from is guys you should not be investing in. And I'm not saying you should panic sell if you already have them, because they are good players and they do have a chance to go up in the future. But if you haven't bought anyone, I wouldn't recommend buying these guys. Could go. These are more of a 2 to 3 roster update project. These guys could definitely go this roster update, or they could have another few good weeks and then go the next roster update. And then my next section is going to be locks, and locks are going to be basically, these guys are going up. If they don't, I will be shocked out of my mind. So basically, we are going to go from stay away from to could go to locks, and let's get into it. Kicking things off and the stay away from is Salvador Perez. He had 2 home runs last night against the Yankees. Both of them were against lefties, and if you take a look, his lefty stats are already basically maxed out for our live series card. That isn't really a diamond yet. So basically, I don't see Salvi getting much of a boost to righty stats, which would be what he needed to get up to a diamond. So I just don't see him getting those righty stats. I can see him getting some more lefty stats, but if you see, he's got +3 against lefties, and he's not even has an up overall 1. So plus 13, I'm not 3, 13. You guys know what I mean. Point being, Salvi, I don't see him going up. I don't invest in him. He's not going to be worth it. Next, we got Pete Alonso, who was tearing the cover off the ball before last roster update. Didn't go up, and now he's definitely not. He has struggled significantly the past 2 weeks. He's barely been able to touch a baseball. He is not going up. Don't invest in Pete Alonso, and if you already have invested in him, I don't recommend panic selling, because Pete could obviously go on another hot streak and get back up there again. Next, we got Adam Frazier. He has not been playing the same since he became a San Diego Padre. Yes, he's still been very good, but he has definitely not been the same player he was in Pittsburgh. So I don't recommend investing in him, especially when he needs +2 to get up to an 85 overall. He just doesn't seem worth it. Don't invest in Adam Frazier. Next is Javier Baez. He has not been very good as a New York Met. Granted, he had 1 home run, but that's about it. He's struck out 5 times, went over 5 in a game, and now he's injured, so it doesn't seem like Javi Baez is really going to be going anywhere. I would probably recommend selling if you do have Javi Baez's that you've invested in, because he could be out for a little bit. I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. Next is Joey Votto. Now, you might be tempted to look at the stats and look at the inside edge and the way he's been playing recently and say, no brainer, he deserves to go up. But the problem is the same problem with Jesse Winker, the left-handed stats. He's the exact same reason Jesse Winker did not go diamond when he was slugging out of his mind. The lefty stats simply were not good enough to get him up to that level. That's also like the fielding isn't good, the speed isn't good. It's basically the same card as Winker, and then basically the same problem. So if you do not invest in Winker, don't invest in Votto. Cody Bellinger, I know he just went down from diamond, and he's not going back up anytime soon. He's having a terrible year. Granted, he's had an okay 2-week stretch. It's definitely not enough to get him up to diamond, considering the way he's been playing all season. He's not going anywhere. Don't invest in Bellinger. Harrison Bader, he's been playing pretty good recently, but not so much the past 2 weeks. Just simply not hitting as well, and I just don't think he'll get quite enough boost to get up to an 85. I don't think he'll go down at all, so he's definitely a guy I would, if you already have invested in him, I would stick with it and not panic sell. He does still have a chance, and it's a very, very slim chance. Just Bader hasn't been as good, and he doesn't have as many good stats to quite get him up, because he hasn't been playing that much this year. So Bader, not quite, maybe next roster update. Now we got Mike Yastrzemski. He has been slumping recently. I know he's been playing pretty good over the past month or so, but the past 2 weeks he's been kind of slumping, not really showing the power. I don't think he'll get a good enough of a boost to get all the way up to that gold level. Yes, he only is 1 away, and that might be super tempting, but I would not go with Yastrzemski. I would stay away from him. Giovanni Gallegos, he has been a guy that's been close to going diamond so many times, and this roster update, once again, I don't think he's getting there. He has not been pitching great as of late. He's been so close so many times to getting that final push to become a diamond, but he's never really gotten there. He's really been struggling as of late. If I look at his stats for the past 2 weeks, his ERA is 12. He has 2 strikeouts. he's just not been the same. I don't see him going down. I don't see him going up. He's not going anywhere. Next, we got Jake McGee, who, very similar to Gallegos, has been having a great year, but recently has been struggling his past 2 weeks. He has ERA the last week of 5 and 2 weeks of 2.70. I granted that's good, but I still don't think that's good enough to get him up to a gold. I just don't see him getting there, especially if he didn't get there last roster update when he had been playing well. I don't see it happening. McGee has not been pitching the same recently. And that's actually going to conclude my stay away from guys. Now we're going to go into the guys who I think have a chance to go up. First up on the could go, and he's super close to a lock for me, it is Trevor Story. He's been playing pretty good recently. I expect him to continue this, and if he doesn't go this roster update, I could definitely see him being a next roster update project. He could definitely get up there. Only needs +1 to the overall attribute. Story can get there. He's good enough. Definitely has a chance, and I wouldn't mind you guys investing in him while he's still kind of cheap. I mean, not entirely cheap, but kind of cheap. Next, we got Jake Cronenworth. Only needs +1, but hasn't been playing the same recently as he had as of the last roster update. Oh my god, I can't talk. Anyway, he has not been playing the same. He's been good, but not on the same diamond level. I don't see him getting there this roster update, but next roster update, I could definitely see him getting there. Try and invest in him while he becomes cheap. Next, we got Robbie Ray. I can definitely see him going, but at the same time, I can see him being a 2 roster update project. He has been pitching super well recently. I hope he goes up because I made a tiny investment in him, about 100 or so. So I hope he does go up. I don't see it happening this roster update, but if it doesn't happen, definitely next roster update, I could see him going up. He's been pitching very well this season. Just needs +2 to get up there. It could definitely happen. Next is Brandon Crawford, another guy who's been playing very well as of late, but as of the past 2 weeks has been a bit struggling and not playing the same. He could definitely still get up there, only needs +1 to the overall. I don't see it happening this roster update. Again, another 2 roster update project, but he is definitely a candidate if you do want to try and invest in him, but he is a little bit pricey right now, and for a guy I don't see going up, I wouldn't recommend investing in him quite yet. Next, we got Trent Grisham, who basically, like everyone else, has not been playing at the same as of late as a lot of these guys. It's very similar. Just a lot of these guys have not been playing the same as they did when we looked at them last roster update, and we're thinking that they are locks to go up from the next time, and he really has just not been playing well. 1 home run, he's batting like 300, but like, don't see it enough to get to the diamond level. He's close, but not enough. Next, we got Brian Reynolds. I see him definitely going up to an 84 overall, but he does need +2, and I don't think he's been playing enough well recently to get that +2. He could definitely be next roster update. I expect him to be one of the locks for next roster update if he continues up his pace of play. Not this one, though, so I would invest in him. Not quite yet, but when he goes down a little bit for next roster update, he's definitely a guy to look out for. Kendall Graveman, he's pitching super well recently. I don't see him getting the +3, though, to his overall to be able to get up to the 85 threshold. He's definitely a 2 roster update project, and if he keeps pitching the way he's been pitching, he will definitely get there. Invest while he is cheap. He's definitely a guy I could see going to diamond very shortly. Tyler Mahley's been pitching pretty good recently, only needs +1. He's been kind of sitting at the 79 overall range all year, so he could go this roster update, but I just don't see it happening. He has a few good starts over the next few weeks. I could see him getting that final boost that he needs, so he has like a 3 RA of the past 2 weeks. Could happen, but he is I'm not quite sure. He's close. He's on the very close to the lock section, but I don't think it's quite enough. We got the player of the week, CJ Cron. He's been playing very good, but he does need righty stat boosts if he is going to get up to a gold. There's no way he gets up to a gold unless he gets right-handed stats get boosted, and that's really the only big thing with him. If the lefty stats get boosted, but the righty stats don't get boosted enough, I don't see him getting up there. But if he keeps tearing the cover off the ball and lefty stats just keep improving and improving, maybe could happen. Next, we got Dansby Swanson, who's been playing super well recently. I could definitely see him going up this roster update, but I think of him more as a 2 roster update project. He's definitely been playing good. Don't think it's quite enough. He's close, though. Trust me, he's close. Another Atlanta Brave, Austin Riley, who's also been tearing the cover off the ball. Now, he's going to need a big boost to his stats against lefties, considering that his fielding really isn't that good, and that's not going to help him in his overall. And his righty stats are also pretty good, so he's just going to need a big lefty stat boost if he's going to go up this roster update. I don't see it happening. 2 roster update project for me. Andrew Kittredge, who's been pitching so well this year, 76 overall, needs a lot to go up to that diamond, to that gold level, not diamond, excuse me. But +4, not this roster update. 2 roster update project, I could definitely see, not this one. Now, Tucker's kind of on the fence for me whether he's a could go or lock, but he has been playing super good over the past month or so. Has slowed down a little bit the last 2 weeks, but I still think he gets that boosted overall that he needs to get up to that 85. He's been playing super good. I think he can get there. But maybe it's a 2 roster update project. It really depends on how SES decides to go with him. Now getting into the locks, George Springer, he's been so good recently. I'm not even going to spend much time on the locks. We're just going to go over them. Springer's been insane. He's a little expensive to invest in now, but if you have a ton of him, congratulations. He's definitely going up. Musgrove, I think this is finally going to be his roster update where he will get that threshold to get up to an 85 overall. He's been sitting at 84 for a while. I think today this is his threshold. He's been pitching super good. I think he will get there. Rafael Iglesias also has been pitching phenomenally out of the Angels bullpen, which is something I never thought I'd say. But anyway, he's been super good pitching. Just needs +2 to get up there. He's a lock for me. I think he's going up without a doubt. Richard Rodriguez, another bullpen arm that has been pitching super good. I think he deserves to get up there. As long as he gets a small boost to those Ks per 9, I think he will get there. But even if he gets hits per 9 boost, he can also get there as well. Richard Rodriguez, easy lock. I think he is going for a lot, so it might be hard to make some stubs, but he's definitely a lock. Jameson Taillon, the July pitcher of the month, he has not moved one bit since the beginning of the year, and he's been very streaky this year. He's been having some bad performances. He's not moved from 78 overall. I think today is finally the roster update where he finally gets the boost to get up to that 80 overall threshold. He's been pitching super good, had another great start the other night. He's getting there. JMO, you better go up or else I'm going to have a serious talk with SDS. Jorge Polanco has been tearing the cover off the baseball recently, and he has very balanced stats all around, and if he gets a boost to just some of these stats, he will get there to that 80 overall threshold. He's a lock for me. He's been playing super good. He's getting there. Finally, Jonathan India, he is going up. He's been super good recently as well. He's going to get a bit of a power boost, and that will surge him up. Might be a little late to invest in him, but if you have invested in him already, congratulations, he's going to be going silver. That is going to conclude today's roster update predictions. If you did find this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. We are so close to 1K. We're about 30 subscribers away, so if you are not subscribed already, that would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, I'm Young Gaming. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Thanks a ton for watching.